Find the news, and sometimes the news finds you.
All stations can keep up. At Adaba FM, we'll not only give you news at the speed of nanosecond, but we'll also break it down with up-to-date analysis, informed opinions, and distinct professionalism. That's why you love us. Adaba 88.9 FM, your go-to station.
It's 12 o'clock. Good afternoon, I'm Michael Akintunde with the Global News. In the news, Supreme Court suspends CBN's February 10 deadline for old Naira notes. United Nations seek probe into deadly Somaliland clashes. Newborn baby rescued from building collapse as Turkey-Syria earthquake death toll rises. The Supreme Court has restrained the federal government from enforcing the February 10 deadline for the use of 200 naira, 500 naira, and 1,000 naira notes. In an unanimous decision by a 7-member panel, the Apex Court altered the full implementation of the demonstration policy of CBN. The ruling followed a suit that was filed by 3 northern states, Kaduna, Kogi, and Zamfara. A 5-member panel of the court, led by Justice John Okoro, that it was a matter of urgent national importance that the court intervenes and grants the order. The court adjourned till February 15 for the hearing of the motion and notice and preliminary objection filed by the defendants, the Attorney General of the Federation, AGF, challenging the court's jurisdiction over the case. And INEC Chairman Professor Mahmood Yakubu has challenged the cash withdrawal by Central Bank of Nigeria. Yakubu made this known when he met with CBN Governor Gordon Emefiele yesterday. He said most of the logistics services that would be needed in the elections will be rendered by the unbanked and relying on cash payment. In his response, Emefiele reiterated the CBN's long-standing support for INEC, adding that it will continue to do so. He assured the Commission will make whatever is needed available for INEC to pay for its logistics. A court in Rwanda has fined a man $900 after he pleaded guilty to involuntary manslaughter over the death of a journalist who was critical of the government. John Williams Untwali was killed last month when a speeding vehicle hit the motorcycle on which he was a passenger. The authorities said it was a traffic accident. Rights groups have called for an independent investigation describing his death as suspicious. Human Rights Watch said Mr. Untwali had been regularly threatened and attacked in pro-government media for his investigative reporting. The trial was not open to the public, but some journalists were invited to witness the reading of the verdict. The UN has confirmed 3 protesters dead during an attack on a UN convoy in Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo. The UN mission in the country, MONUSCO, said it deployed the deaths during the attack in Munigi, North Kivu province. It said the protesters had forced the convoy to stop and proceeded to set 4 trucks on fire. The victims died while peacekeepers accompanied by Congolese soldiers tried to protect the convoy. Rebels operating in the eastern part of the country have recently captured large swaths of territory in the volatile province, sparking public anger against the UN and the East African Regional Force. And the United Nations has called for an investigation into violence in the self-declared Republic of Somaliland, where at least 50 people were killed during the 2 days of fighting between regional government troops and local militias. Medics in the city of Lhasa North said they are struggling to cope with a number of casualties. The city is in an area which is also claimed by the Somali region of Puntland. Authorities have denied that troops from Puntland are fighting alongside local militias. President of Somalia, Hassan Sheikh Mohamud, has called for all sides to hold talks to end the conflict. Somaliland broke away from Somalia in 1991, but has not been internationally recognized. U.S. President Joe Biden has called on Republicans to help finish the job of delivering for hard-working families. The President's annual State of the Union speech was seen as a roadmap for a widely expected 2024 re-election bid. Mr. Biden's 73-minute address came as his public approval rating hovers near the lowest level of his presidency. The Democrats stressed the importance of bipartisanship to a divided Congress where the lower chamber now has a Republican majority. Biden also vowed to defend U.S. sovereignty in the wake of an incursion by an alleged Chinese spy balloon. Reacting to the president's address, the opposition party accused Mr. Biden's government of being more preoccupied by woke fantasies than the hard reality Americans face every day. You're listening to Global News from Adaba Ejipana FM Akure, transmitting from Ilaramokin. After the break, newborn baby rescue from building collapse as Turkey-Syria earthquake death toll rises. Stay with us. We'll sure return.
The news on Adaba 88.9 FM.
Glad to know you're still there for news update and live streaming. Visit our website www.adaba889.fm or download Adaba FM app on Google Play Store. You can be part of us on our social media platforms www.facebook.com/AdabFM80.9 on Facebook at Adaba889FM on Instagram and Adaba FM TV on YouTube. You can provide us information via email newsroom@adaba889.fm. U.S. intelligence sources have insisted the balloon shot down on Saturday was used by the Chinese military for spying. Unnamed officials told the Washington Post they believed such balloons were used to collect intelligence on strategically relevant territories. They include Japan, India, Taiwan, and the Philippines, but Chinese officials have denied using such balloons for surveillance. A newborn girl has been saved by rescuers from beneath the rubble of a building in northwest Syria and southern Turkey that was destroyed by an earthquake on Monday. Report has it that her mother went into labor soon after the disaster and gave birth before she died, while her father, 4 siblings, and an aunt were also killed. A doctor at a hospital in nearby Afrin said she was now in a stable condition. The UN has vowed to use all means to get aid to people in the northwest, as deliveries have been halted temporarily due to damaged roads and other logistical issues. Meanwhile, Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan is scheduled to visit Comoras and Haiti, and also to visit Pazaruk, epicenter of the quake. The president declared a 3-month state of emergency in the 10 provinces worst affected. A New Zealand pilot has been taken hostage by separatist fighters in Indonesia's Papua region. The 37-year-old Mathens was taken after his plane carrying 5 passengers was attacked after it landed in the remote mountainous province of Nduga. His abductors, the West Papua National Liberation Army, have told newsmen he is safe, but they say they won't release him until the independence of West Papua is recognized. The West Papua National Liberation Army spokesman said 5 passengers who were also on board, including a child, had been released because they were native Papuans. Indonesian authorities say they are deploying a search and rescue team, but police noted it was logically difficult because the remote area can only be reached by air. Meanwhile, New Zealand's Prime Minister Chris Hipkins said the country's embassy in Jakarta was working on the case. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky will arrive in the UK today in his first visit since Russia's invasion of Ukraine last year. Downing Street said he would be holding meetings with Prime Minister Rishi Sunak and make a speech in Parliament. Number 10 has also announced that British training of Ukrainian forces will be expanded to cover fighter jets, pilots, and Marines. And LeBron James has become the NBA's all-time leading scorer, passing Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's 39-year-old record. The 38-year-old Los Angeles Lakers star James hit 38 points in a 133-130 defeat by Oklahoma City Thunder to surpass Abdul-Jabbar's mark of 30,387. Abdul-Jabbar initially broke the scoring record in April 1984, 8 months before James was born. James, who needed 36 points to break the record, did so with a fadeaway jumper at the end of the third quarter, and he finished the match with a career total of 38,390. Four-time NBA champion James is in his 20th season in the NBA, having been drafted first overall by hometown team, the Cleveland Cavaliers, in 2003. To end global news, a recap of our top stories. CBN Governor Gordon Emefiele has promised long-standing support for INEC, saying the Commission will make whatever is needed available for INEC to pay for its logistics. We also told you that the Supreme Court has suspended CBN's February 10 deadline for old Naira notes. A newborn baby girl has been saved by rescuers from beneath the rubble of a building in northwest Syria and southern Turkey that was destroyed by an earthquake on Monday. And that's Global News Editor PCNCB. I'm Michael Akintunde. Good afternoon.
The world moves at a fast pace, and news breaks with the same speed.
Sometimes you find the news, and sometimes the news finds